Hello and welcome to this week's YouTube video. Do you struggle with your colour mixing and are unsure what colours make what? In today's video, I'll give you some simple tips to help you solve this problem. I'll be using this recent commission painting of Mouse to help explain my points. Let's get straight into the video. Number 1, it is important to understand that all colours, including brown and grey, can be mixed from yellow, red, blue and white. You can paint any painting in these 4 colours. This leads me on to my second point. Number 2, you will need a warm and cool of every colour on your palette. I would suggest versions of the following colours: cadmium yellow, yellow ochre, cadmium red, alizarin crimson, cerulean blue, ultramarine and white. I have shown on the screen which of these colours are the warm version of their hue and which is the cool version. It's very important to understand that a warm red, a warm yellow and a warmer blue will give you a different mix of colours than if I use a cooler red, a cooler yellow and a cooler blue. I will also get different mixes if I combine warm and cool versions of the colours. For example, a cool yellow, a warm red and a warm blue. But the colours that you will need will always be some combination of red, yellow, blue and white. Number 3, figure out your colours before you start. I start with my palette of cadmium yellow, yellow ochre light, transparent yellow oxide, cadmium red, alizarin crimson, transparent red oxide, cerulean blue, ultramarine deep and titanium zinc white. If you would like to know more about transparent colours and why I have them on my palette, have a look at this video on my channel. I then mix up a few other colours, mainly the ones that are missing on my palette. These are black, purple, orange and green. I mix a black red and a black green. When I mix these two together, they give me a rich black. I also mix up a purple, 2 oranges and another green. I then take a small white card and begin to mix up some of my colours. I dab them onto my card and hold my card up to my reference photo to see if I have the rightish colour. I'm not looking to match them exactly, but I'm trying to figure out which of my yellows, which of my reds and which of my blues I need to use. Sometimes it can just be one combination of red, yellow, blue and white, but other times it may be several combinations. I write down the colours I think I'm going to need and then limit my palette to these. Removing the colours that I don't need from my palette keeps me disciplined on only using the colours I need. Number 4, use complementary colour pairings to help you. This will really help because it will reduce your palette to warm and cool. If you mix complementary colours together or opposite colours, you will get a brown. Each complementary pairing will give you a different coloured brown, but one colour will always be warm and one colour will always be cool. So if you are using a red and a green and you see more cooler hues in your reference photo, you'll know you need to add more green. If I add white to my complementary colours, this will give me a grey. Again, every complementary pairing plus white will give me a different grey. Mouse is tricky to paint because I am working with colourful browns, colourful greys and colourful whites. What colours did I use for Mouse? You'll see now my palette has changed. I've removed an orange mix, my cerulean blue, and I've added a different green. Notice that this orange is more of a red orange than a yellow orange, so it will work with both a red-green pairing and a blue-orange pairing. To get the different brown I need, I will be mixing my reds with my greens and my orange with my blue and also my blue-green. I start off with my purple. Notice this is more of a red purple than a blue purple. It's already leaning slightly brown anyway. I then mix in my yellow ochre light. This will give me a good base. Very often I will need to adjust with either my orange to make it warmer or my black red to make it darker but warmer, or my black green to make it darker and cooler. My yellow ochre light is good for lightening my mix, and I will use this in preference to white first, then white if necessary. My blacks are mixed from either black red and black green. This gives me my darkest value that you can see I use around the eyes and nose. I also mix up a slightly lighter black where I use my cadmium red, ultramarine and my cadmium yellow. The yellow lightens the mixture quite a bit and gives me those colours you see around the mouth. For my whites, I switch between my complementary pairings of purple and yellow, green and red. The green and red is simple. I am using this red-orange and this green plus a little white. This gives me this colour here. The yellow and purple is a bit more complicated as I am using a number of different mixes. It's always this purple, but I may add a bit more blue to the mix if I want a cooler purple. I then use all three yellows throughout this painting. The darker areas, I use my purple plus transparent yellow oxide plus white. And these areas around the eyes, I am using my purple plus yellow ochre light plus white. Both these combinations produce a warmer grey because the yellows I am using are my warm yellows. For these lighter areas, I am using my purple plus cadmium yellow plus white. This gives me a cooler grey because my cadmium yellow is my cooler yellow. Notice how this change of yellow gives me a subtle colour shift in my whites between warmer whites to more cooler whites. To recap then, understand that you can paint anything in 4 colours. Use a warm and cool of every colour. White is always cool. Figure out your colours before you start and make a note of these that you can refer to throughout your painting because you will forget. Use complementary colour pairings to help you. I hope you've enjoyed today's video and found it useful. Please like and subscribe if you can and check out my website sarahhallidayart.com where you'll find examples of my work and also details of online classes that I run. Thank you for watching and see you for the next one.